Hey gang, what's going on the Blue Ranger? And I wanted to talk to you today about the state of Destiny since the April update because a lot of things have happened and we haven't really checked in on them. I'm pretty excited about the way things are going, but I have a number of complaints at the same time. So first and foremost, I think the April update has been a great improvement on the game. I think we've done a great job at, well not we, I think they've done a great job of giving us an experience that's a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit more streamlined. I'm still not a huge fan of the new infusion mechanic, although I see it has pros and cons for me. I like that I'm cleaning out my vault. I used to just have it filled with infusion fodder, and I don't have that anymore, which is really nice. So now I have more room to play with. I can keep more things and play with them later, or probably dismantle them later, let's be realistic, because I don't use a lot of that stuff. But I have more flexibility and freedom with the gear that I choose to keep or just dismantle right away, which is nice. But the problem is, with that new infusion mechanic, is I'm finding that we're all hitting 335 really quickly. I'm seeing a lot of things on Twitter, on Twitch, YouTube, things like that, where they're like, man, I haven't hit 335 yet. April update came out 3 weeks ago? Something like that. I think this is the end of the third week. I understand it's not a huge DLC. I understand that it's an update to the game with a couple of new PvE content things and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, 3 weeks is not long enough to hit max rank, and it's across the board. If you play this game for more than an hour a day, you're probably closing in on max rank. I know I have both a PS4 and an Xbox One. Now the Xbox One characters are day one Guardians, however the PS4 is only a month old, and one of my Guardians is 330 now. Like, it's moving so quickly. When the Taken King dropped, it was a drag. Like, you had to fight to get to 320 if you were lucky enough to get all the parts. Now, I have said before, I grinded the hell out of SRL to get the stuff that I knew I was going to need, and it helped me reach 320 on all three of my Xbox characters. However, a lot of people missed out on those class items. I didn't even think they were that big of a deal. When they dropped, I was like, oh, I really want helmets. And then later I realized that the class items were what I really wanted, and I got lucky in that fashion. But it's, how do I want to put this? I guess it's just the fact that everyone's hitting max rank in a couple of weeks kind of takes away that special feeling of hitting max rank. But it's okay, because it means that we can focus on some of the other aspects of the game, and I've been focusing heavily on the rolls that can come on your weapons, your weapon perks. And I think that that's an exciting way to approach this game, because a good gun can become a great gun really quickly if it has the right perks, and a good gun can become a crap gun if it has the wrong perks. So I saw someone get vacuum and exhumed on a gun the other day and thought, well, it was a decent weapon too. It was an Iron Banner weapon. I think it was the rocket launcher, and it came with vacuum and exhumed, and it was like dismantled immediately, because even though the vendor roll on that gun is incredible, that version of it sucks. So rolls are exciting, and that's why I've done that Know Your Roll series. I've only got the one episode up right now, but I'm hoping to get the other one up before the end of the day today. I'm not sure about that though, so don't hold me to it. But it's interesting to focus on different aspects of this game. Like, I think speed running might become a thing. I think people might start speed running the Challenge of Elders. I think people might start speed running levels. I don't know why, but I think that we're going to run out of stuff really quickly, and people might try to find their own fun in different variations of the game. But let's bring up Challenge of Elders really quick. Challenge of Elders is fun. I enjoy Challenge of Elders greatly, and it's all about how you approach it, because the first week was intentionally too easy. They wanted to give you an opportunity. I think they were offering to lower light Guardians the opportunity to catch up a little bit by making the Challenge of Elders so simple, because it was just primaries and precision shots, and boom. You're gonna do so much work, and it did. Everyone did really well, and that's good. I'm glad that they did that, because it did mean a lot of people could catch up. Week 2, nothing manacles on a Void Warlock with the scatter grenade. It was just balls to the wall fun. If you didn't do that, or you didn't have fun with it, I don't know what you're doing playing this game, because everyone's kind of wanted that like PvE mayhem where you can just kind of destroy everything. And that's exactly what it was. You had a grenade ready as soon as you threw it, as long as you killed something. I don't care for my Warlock. I don't find Warlocks to be particularly fun to play as. I have one on each system. But they're not my favorite. I just like the diversity. I think it's good for to have all three, so that when your team goes, crap, we need a warlock, you can go, I got one. It just kind of mixes things up and makes you a stronger Destiny player. But that being said, I don't frequently play for fun on my warlock. And last week in the challenge, as soon as I was done with my other characters in the challenge, all I played as was a warlock because it was just too much friggin' fun. I still struggled with the jumps, though. And then people told me to use Blink, and well, I have no idea how to use Blink. So, I mean, I'm a Titan at heart, and so I've never used Blink. I like triple jump on my Hunter, so the Warlock, that was a bit of a struggle for me. But this week's challenge with the melee definitely felt a little grindier to me. It's not that it was difficult. In fact, it wasn't really all that difficult. It just took a while. And so that's kind of what I hope they stay away from going forward in the challenges, because that's not... It's kind of like when you get in the games where I get a little ragey, which I don't frequently do, but where you have to go find things. It's like I've been shooting stuff this whole time, or discovering things this whole time, and now you want me to go collect something. In this, it's kind of like that. You just have to take your time, shoot the guy in the chest a couple of times, and then punch him in the face, and then he dies, and then rinse and repeat. And you have to do that on hundreds of enemies, and you have to do it. And getting to 45,000 was difficult, so you probably had to do 3 rounds of 30,000 to hit the 90. And I help people through the challenge, so if I can hit 245s, we get to move a little bit faster. So having to do 330s, it was kind of a drag. And luckily, it was Iron Banner week, and I pretty much said, guys, I ain't gonna do it this week because I want to do Iron Banner. And it worked out quite well, because I don't know if I could have punched things all week in the Challenge of Elders. But hopefully, going forward, the challenges are a little bit more challenging. Not so much, I don't know how else to put this. If they had done melee damage increase with light switch, that's a challenge. We would have had to figure out how to play that game. It would have taken forever. I think that everyone would hit 90 because you could still do it. You could just kill the bosses over and over again, and eventually you'd hit 90, but it's hitting that 30 that I think would be a hell of a bit, like a son of a bitch. So, to me, the Challenge of Elders is a really awesome concept, and I think it can still be great, but it shouldn't be as easy as it was week 2. It shouldn't be as easy as it was in week 1 or week 2, and it shouldn't be as draggy as it was. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just too grindy, I guess. I'm not sure, as it was in week 3. I want challenges, and they have some really cool bosses. Last week there was the Cabal boss where you had to kill the Flare that took down its shield, and then this week there was the Taken Knight, Taken Captain that had the blights or the bombs, kind of similar to the ones in the Oryx fight, that explode, and you have to stop them from exploding, because when they explode they take away all of your abilities. So, I mean, I think there's some really, really interesting mechanics that they've introduced, and it's a matter of how, like, I think that one with the bomb, if you make that on a week where there's specials, or your super gives you bonus kills, you have to kill those bombs, and if you don't have supers, and you're not going to get those points. Like, interesting things like that, and I'm sure that they'll do that. I mean, they've 4 months, I think they said 4 months worth of content for the Challenge of Elders already planned out, so I'm sure that's one of them. But the fact of the matter is, it's gotta be difficult in a genuinely challenging way for it to stay interesting as we all hit 335. Now, in the past, people have said, well, the casual players who might not be there, I understand that, but if they make it so easy to hit 335 by giving us all of these new avenues to get there, and then they don't give us a genuine challenge, then everyone's just running around overpowered, and what the hell do you do then? I mean, the raid cap's at 320. I understand that you need to be more coordinated than powerful to beat the raid, but it used to be interesting taking someone into the hard raid at 303 light and just being like, now don't die. But if you have 5 or 6 people that are 335, you can take a lot more shots. You can eat an Axion dart. You can absorb a lot more damage at 335 than you could at 303. So once everyone's hit 335 in a matter of a month and a half, even with the casuals, I think 2 months, everyone will be 335. You need to give us a genuine challenge for us to play towards, because once we have the gear, once we have 335, I can collect primaries and specials and heavies all day long to get the perfect rolls, but in 2 months, I feel like I'm going to have 5 or 6 weapons in each slot with awesome rolls that I want to use that are all max light. Then what? What happens then when I have, you know, all of my characters have 335 loadouts with weapons and I can just mix them without moving anything around? I can just use them. What happens then? There needs to be a challenge. It needs to be something that I want to come back and work towards with my friends or alone. So if I don't get that, and if we don't get that, I think that the game is going to fizzle out again. Hopefully they bring back Sparrow Racing League sooner than later, because I'd really like to see that. But all in all, I think the update was good. I think that it's brought a lot of casuals back. Since the update, I've run into more of my old Destiny friends than I have in a long time, because they're all like, okay, this stuff makes sense to me and I want to play this game again. And that's exciting, and I'm really glad. I think it's super cool that they're coming back and playing, because it's fun to play with the people that I used to play with. So I think the update was good, but I also think the update could have been them shooting themselves in the foot. So as long as they keep us interested somehow, the April update is going to be exactly what this game needs. But if they don't give us something to keep chasing, we're all going to get bored. I mean, my first drop from the challenge was the first drop I got from the challenge was the God Roll Pulse Rifle. The first thing. Then I got a Her Fury, which I also made a video for. In my opinion, a God Roll. A lot of people say triple tap isn't great for a PvP sniper, but I play a lot of PvE. So, you know, we had a Longview SLR-10, yeah, SLR-10 with triple tap, snapshot, and unflinching. So now I have a God Roll primary, a God Roll secondary special weapon, and then I got a Rune Wake with a God Roll on it as well from an engram. So, and they're all at 335, and I have more than that in both, in all 3 of those slots, and it's only been 3 weeks. Now, I'm not 335 yet on any character, and I'm okay with that. I have no need to grind for it, because I keep hearing everybody say I'm not 335 yet, and I'm going, wait, like, don't do it yet. Like, don't just spend a day grinding for it. Just play the game. It'll come naturally, I promise. So that's kind of my concern, but at the same time, I really think that the upgrades that they've made to the game are truly that upgrades. I think they've brought a lot of people back into the game. The game has become exciting again, and I expect this to be a positive change for the Destiny community and for Destiny itself as we go forward. So thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends if you like what you see here, because word of mouth is how these things get around. You can watch my stream Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/I'mTheBlueRanger, and that's where we do most of our Destiny stuff. Destiny is going to be Tuesday through Friday from now on. Mondays are going to be horror games. We just started Until Dawn, and all those videos are going on YouTube, and weekends are always a toss-up. Find out what I'm doing at Twitter. Check me out at I'mTheBlueRanger. So yeah, that's where you find me. And guys, have a great one, and I'll catch you next time.